I've just realised I've had my microphone on mute the entire time. Good evening, my name is Wade, VK1PE, and I just wanted to say good evening and welcome to Canberra Region Amateur Radio Club's video stream each month. And this week is actually Peter, VK1PE, giving a video presentation on his new tower that has been installed at his property in North Canberra here. Peter will be available in the live comments underneath the YouTube live stream. And he is more than happy to answer any questions. As I said, with my microphone turned off, so that was a bit silly, but I'm trialing a live comment stream tonight, so while I'm on the screen, you will see the comments appear on the screen here as well. And Peter said he won't be able to answer questions on the repeater tonight, but if you pop the comments down here, don't forget to say hello. So if there's anyone who's not from the Canberra region, or even if you are from the Canberra region, pop your name and call sign, anything you like down in the live chat below. I'll start the pre-recorded video at 8 PM on the dot, but I hope the live stream's coming through okay. Any issues, please put the comment down below. If for some reason we lose connection, which we have in the past, I'll come back onto this link and go live again. Once again, my name was Wade, VK1PE, and I shout out to our 16 members or so that are, or 16 people that are currently viewing us live. I can see on the screen. Does anyone have any questions or comments before we kick off tonight? No? Okay. So what I might do is I might put up the welcome screen, which is just the introduction card for this evening and some music to help you set your levels for audio. I'll still be available in the live chat as well as Peter. So once again, my name is Wade. Stand by, and I hope you enjoy this evening's presentation. And as always, it's a pleasure to bring you some video streams live from home here. Sorry, I've just realized that some of the text will appear off the screen, so I'm just doing a quick edit on that. And you should now have everything on your screen. Okay, I'll come back and have a chat to you guys. That way you're not sitting there listening to the music. As I said, I'll kick off the stream at about 8 o'clock on the dot, which is 10 minutes or so from now. Welcome again to everyone who's watching. I have had some reports that the video is a little bit jerky, so I've upped the stream pipe. Essentially, I'm pushing out about 7,000 kilobits per second now. The pipe at my end's no problem running NBN fiber, so I am here if you let me know. I can see that YouTube is about 8 to 10 seconds behind live, so you should start seeing some of that improve. I've popped the comments up on the screen. You can see that as people enter their comments, they'll start appearing on the screen. And a shout out to Dale, who's just popped a comment in there, which is fantastic. That means that the live comments are working. And if it's a feature you like, let me know, and I'll try and implement it for our future streams as well. Okie dokie. So I really have nothing. I can fill the dead air for you, but if pop some comments down there about some of the things, perhaps of the projects you've been working on over the winter, and I would love to hear about them. Okay, so fantastic. Starting to see some more comments come through now. No, basically just me talking to myself here, guys. If you don't pop some questions or comments down the bottom, I can't respond to them. But I'm always happy to have a chat for anyone who has any questions or queries. Checking, yep, looks like we're all going good. I've just upped the stream rate again, so we're pushing a little bit more data out now, which is not a problem from my end, and that's looking great. And shout out to Matt, VK1PE. Thanks for his text. That's letting me know that the stream looks good from his end, so that is great. Okay. We're still a couple of minutes away, 7 to 8 minutes. And thanks for Peter for being available this evening to not only have his presentation get put out there, but to be available to answer questions, which is fantastic because it's a really, really important part. Shout out to Doug, VK1 ZDJ, and thanks for Pete for answering some of the comments there regarding planning approval, etc. that he went through to get this mega mast. When you see it, it's quite a beast, and I am really hoping that you enjoy our stream this evening. Sorry for the head wobbles. I'm actually looking down at my laptop, which is the other screen for the stream, just so I can see some of the live comments coming through. Make sure that we haven't got anyone being silly or doing anything like that. So once again, I feel like I'm doing a radio broadcast because I keep saying my name, but my name is Wade, VK1MIC, and I am luckily your host for this evening, which is fantastic, and I am looking forward to seeing how this one goes. This is our first live stream using YouTube and a pre-recorded video. We used to do the live streams using Facebook, but we can actually achieve higher bit rates and higher throughput of data Plus, it also saves me a job, usually on the Thursday, uploading to our YouTube page. And it means we get more viewers on our YouTube page, which is fantastic. Once we get over the 100 subscriber mark, I believe we can actually get a custom URL rather than YouTube/C/ a handful of letters. That way people can just easily find our channel and come back to it each and every time. I'm having a good laugh there at Peter's comment regarding talking to ACPLA. Is it like a flagpole? Yeah. Let's call it a flagpole. And because if they ask, that's what they're thinking. Okay, I might take a quick breather and put the splash screens back up. Yes, you'll get the lovely elevator music again, but it just also means that I know that it is working at your end. Shout out to VK1PE, who's joined our live stream this evening. Thanks, Dig. It's great to have you here, and that is fantastic. Okay, I'm just going to put the splash screen up for a couple of seconds. Otherwise, it's me literally filling dead air. Okay, me again. Yes, I'm understanding there's some people saying that there's a little bit of buffering. I have again up the bit rate that's available to broadcast at 20 megabits per second, but I can give it a bit more if there's still some jerking. Okay, we're at the time. I might kick over to the pre-record. Hopefully everything goes okay. I'll be monitoring the live comments if there's any trouble. So stand by.
Well, good morning. I'm Peter, VK1PE, and this is the scene of the crane lift that's going to happen in probably about 3/4 of an hour from now, with the mast being put up on that piece that you can also see in the frame. At the moment, there is very little tiny bits of scattered rain from time to time, but it's going to be raining a little bit more when the job starts. We'll see whether that makes a difference.
A Tadano GR200EX R&R cranes in Canberra, the old Rumbles. Notice the all-wheel steering. He actually took a good look at our concrete apron before he drove down on it and was quite concerned about whether he was possibly going to punch through. I don't think he'd worked on this kind of domestic area for a long time. Use the pistons at the end of the aggregates to level the whole crane. He only needed to reach 18 metres across the house, but he had 27 metres if he needed it. You see the rigger on the right, and on the left is my son Stephen, who is an engineer.
When we talked to ACTPLA, they had no concept. But then one of them, then one of them said, "Is it like a flagpole?" Yes, it's like a flagpole.
That's what I read. That's what people do, flag grab. Because you can't put a flag on the top of it.
For the radio chatter from the dogman or rigger to the crane operator, who cannot see a thing.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll come give you a hand too, buddy. Keep roping, mate. Go a little bit higher. Half a metre. That's wrong. Hold you there, mate. Just come left and chip up steady. Keep doing that, Steve. Chipping up as you go. Keep going like you are, bud. Going good. Chasing another good 3 on that lefty. Keep doing that. Lefty, another 1, jib up. Going good, Steve.
Just hold this for us, will you?
Hold the jib for a moment.
Just in the
Bring the rope up.
Just hold it.
And the rope up. Close to the slew. Pull the slew. Happy up, steady, mate.
Yeah,
1
that's
metre
putting
to
up
go.
the.
Half a metre. 200. 100. Back float. Floating there. And look, oh, it's pretty good, mate. If you want to sneak right for us, walking back around. He come up pretty pumped, didn't he? Yep. Nice one. Keep coming like you are. Which way's your lap?
I'm up here.
As is.
Hang on to it. Now let it go.
Close slow. for starters, 100. Keep coming like that, bud. 50 to start, mate. 20 now. Whisker. Hold ya. Down a touch more. And stop, stop.
Okay, sorry about that, everybody. I've just had to restart the stream. So if you give me a few moments, it should all be live again at your end. And again, I apologize for the delay. As usual, the same thing happened again. It's Chrome that is locking up the entire process, which is what I've been using to deal with the stream management side of things that I need to do to kick everything off. So I'm seeing that the video is going out okay for the moment. So once again, I will see how we go.
Well, good morning. I'm Peter, VK1PE, and this is the scene of the crane lift that's going to happen in probably about 3/4 of an hour from now, with the mast being put up on that base area that you can also see in the frame. At the moment, there is very little tiny bits of scattered rain from time to time, but it's going to be raining a little bit more when the job starts. We'll see whether that makes a difference.
A Tadano GR200EX from R&R Cranes in Canberra, the old Rumbles. Notice the all-wheel steering. He actually took a good look at our concrete apron before he drove down on it and was quite concerned about whether he was possibly going to punch through. I don't think he'd worked on this kind of domestic area for a long time, if at all. Pistons at the end of the outriggers to level the whole crane. He only needed to reach 18 metres across the house, but he had 27 metres if he needed it. You see the rigger on the right, and on the left is my son Stephen, who is an engineer.
Flagpole. Yeah. That's it, yeah.
When we talked to ACTPLA, they had no concept.
Well, that's why I don't want to set it up. I just want to put it up and that's it.
Then one of them said, is it like a flagpole? Yes, it's like a flagpole.
That's what I read. That's what people do, flag grab. Because you can't put a flag on the top of it. So
For the radio chatter from the dogman or rigger to the crane operator who cannot see a thing.
Take out for another metre or so.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll come give you a hand too, buddy. Keep roping, mate. Go a little bit higher. Half a metre. Touch wrong. Hold you there, mate. Just come left and chip up steady. Keep doing that, Steve. Chipping up as you go. Keep going like you are, bud. Going good. Chasing another good 3 on that lefty. Keep doing that. Lefty, another 1 jib up. Going good, Steve.
Just hold this for us, will you?
Hold the jib for a moment.
Just in the
Round
general.
the rope up.
Just hold it.
Round the rope up. Close of the slew. Pull the slew. Happy up, steady, mate.
Yeah,
1
that's
metre
putting up
Australia.
the.
Half a metre. 200. 100. About to float. Floating there. And look, oh, it's pretty good, mate. If you want to sneak right for us, walking back around. He come up pretty pumped, didn't he? Yep. Nice one. Keep coming like you are. Looks like you're laughing at
I'm up here.
as is.
Hang on to it. Don't let it go.
Nearly there. Hold your slew there, buddy. Okay, look down steady. We're over starters. 100. Keep coming like that, bud. 50 to start, mate. 20 now. Whisker. Hold ya. Down a touch more. And stop, stop.
They're paying for their expertise rather than the amount of time it actually takes for the job. And here is where we start to put the swaging plates and the top nuts on and really tighten it down.
That was quick.
That was good. Played well.
Good job. Gee, you're professionals. See, the other guy must have trusted you.
That's it.
There's the other washer is on here. I've already tried. Might have to cut one down. There we go there.
Well, I can't get these spring launches on. Bugger. You got a.
Okay,
Just the
hold on. Here we go. little washers here.
The white board that you see there is what I used to transfer the actual position of the pins into the concrete to the base of the tower and be able to then drill those holes out. This way I had ground truth before the tower was even in place. Of course, we couldn't waste time on that day. I had to climb the mast in order to get down the shackles and other gear that the lift had been using to set up the mast. The crane drive was around and we were explaining to both of them what this whole thing was about anyway. a little later on that first day, I had to climb the mast in order to put a plumb bob line down. This allowed us to exactly make sure that the whole tower was plumbed, and that didn't take any time at all. Towers before, and I don't get vertigo, but I can tell you I do always make sure that I have at least one hand and 2 feet or something like that connected to the tower at any one time, and I was using climbing gear that Stephen had rigged up for me. Thankfully my son does rock climbing and he has all the gear. My first attempt at using my my setup didn't quite work, so I had to resort to using a second belt and his climbing gear, which thankfully was close to hand. Here's the base for the antenna, and what I would like you to notice is that some little bits and pieces have flowed out from the tubes. So what has happened here, from what I can tell, is that little critters have been living up in there over the years and left their calling card. Anyway, it is what it is. Please note the various contraptions and ways that the plates have got themselves organised. This is my invention of how to mount the plate. So the plate is mounted with a plate underneath and a plate on top, and then squeezed down between. They are as near as can be to the corners, the 3 corners, and another one has been placed towards the middle, so that the whole thing is able to be jacked on 2 different systems of pins and their associated hardware. And the whole point of that is that I wanted to be able to independently move the tower if I needed to in the 3 dimensions. So I'm going to be able to, if necessary, change washers, and in fact I will have to change some washers, and I can do that by simply
undoing one of the two on each side and then changing the washer over. I will have to do a little bit of rearranging here because the washers that I had available to me were very wide. I wanted the pins to be as close as they could practically be to the tower itself. You can see those fillet welds that have been done between the base and the plate. And then there's also on each side a hole supposedly to allow water to flow out. But I think that in fact it would still lie there a little bit and then evaporate later. Anyway, the next issue is to be able to free up the wheels again. There are wheels which allow the crank to pull up the tower, and although they were free previously, it doesn't seem to have worked all that well. I wasn't concerned about refurbishing the winch. I knew it was going to be okay. However, this brake is a bit ordinary. I'm not sure that it isn't the wrong way around, frankly. It could have been to pull down. That would have probably been a better way of doing it. Grease points here as well. There is also a ratchet, and I'll probably put a spring on there, although I don't think it's actually needed. I think it actually falls down into there of its own accord quite happily. Anyway, it is what it is. I was a little tiny bit concerned that the distance between the wall and the crank handle was going to be inadequate, but it can be operated from the other side if necessary. My son and I decided that we would have a go at getting the tower to raise a little earlier, and I think that the wheels have gone seized again after I had refurbished them. Anyway, there we are. Well, that's an earth stake in the ground, and it's that long. That's its brother, and that's where the hammer is, and behind here is the aluminium foil, which has been there since the very first day of laying bricks on this house, and it runs to the shack. So that aluminium foil will be connected to the earth stake as well. So what's going up on the mast? In this case it's a TET Antenna Systems 4-band 7, 14, 21 and 28 meg antenna. It's going to have a little bit of tender loving care given to it in the not too distant future. It came to me for free basically. Thank you very much for that to one of my amateur radio colleagues. There'll also be, if you look closely enough, a 2-metre antenna. Well, it's designed for 148 to 174, but that just means I've got to put little tabs, little lugs on the end of all the elements and tune it down a lot. So that'll happen. And there's also a 4-element 6-metre antenna here. Bits of cable line, fairly high strung cable, and that will be going up to the top of the mast and then tags beyond that. Down here also is a TV antenna for just above the 6-metre range and it will also probably find a place somewhere. And there are a couple of folded dipole commercial antennas there which may go somewhere. Bits of wire. My wife will have my guts for garters if I try to put those up, but they might go in the roof. The other antenna idea that I wish to explore is to drop a wire down the side of the mast and then feed it in such a way that I have effectively a half dipole. So we will see whether that comes off. And of course there's also the vertical over here. Now it's not exactly east-west with the mast. It's in fact cunningly put in such a way that the mast becomes effectively a reflector for that extra vertical on the long path to Europe.
Well, good morning.
Okie dokie. So thanks to Peter for his presentation, and sorry for those that were experiencing a little bit of the technical difficulties. Yeah, as I said, I'm pushing nearly. I actually upped it during the stream to 65 megabits per second from home, and nothing else on my network's using anything close to that. But Peter, that is really an impressive structure, and I'm really looking forward to hearing some of your reports about when you're able to get it extended and mounted on the top with that HF 4-band antenna, I think it was, from your picture. It's quite a structure, and it'll be fun to drive past and see it when it's fully extended. Okay, everybody. As Peter said, he's happy to answer some questions. There were some people asking questions regarding ground resistance and things like that. Peter was saying the substructure or the material underneath is clay. So, is there any further questions this evening? It's only 8:40. So, if there's any further questions, please keep smashing them through, and Peter can answer them. Peter has also indicated that with his email address there, he's happy to answer any questions that people don't get answered this evening. I know I'm sort of putting a couple of people's typing speeds to the test, but yeah, I really wanted to give Peter the chance to answer some of your questions this evening. No, thank you, Peter. Thanks for all of your help. And what I might do, because if there were some vision issues this evening, Peter's actually already uploaded this video to his personal YouTube channel. I will paste the link below and let him, we'll give him the redirect, and there's a nice 720 I think it's a 720p resolution video all the way through where you get to see it. But from me, my comments, it's quite the antenna, and I was having a good chuckle watching that crane driver's not only precision but his keenness to get out of there after it was all done. It looked like he packed up the boom and skedaddled pretty quickly. Yeah, Peter, my questions, obviously we've got the antennas there stuck on the side ready to go up, but between the time you recorded that video and the time that we are watching now, have you managed to crank it to height, and what's its normal operating height? That's my question. And I know there's a bit of a delay there, so I'll let that catch up. Just a reminder, guys, pump through those questions, otherwise I'll end the stream, and where possible the comments can continue as a discussion below. But yeah, sorry for anyone who experienced any of the vision issues this evening, or any of the other issues that we've already been talking about. my poor little Mac, it didn't crack 30% CPU usage, so I don't think it was my end. However, if it was, I'll continue to work with people like Carl, who seems to be the absolute magician in that space. So no further questions or comments. Oh, okay, so Peter was saying he paid for his 2 hours, and that was it. You're done, out, gone, bye. And there's an issue with the cranking at the moment, Peter. So that's certainly nice to see it vertical, but not quite as vertical as you would like. You'd like to get it a bit taller, but I'm sure that will come in time with your with tinkering on that fantastic mast. Guys, if there's no further comments, we might end the stream. I don't want to end it too early, but otherwise, as Peter said, his email is below. Any further questions or queries, he's happy to answer. I'm certainly very jealous. My partner and I are looking for a new house in the suburbs, an actual house, and I am keeping my eye out for a mast of some description to put up. So yeah, I might have to hit Peter up for some of those tips there. Okie dokie. So nothing further, guys. Graham's saying he's a little bit behind on the stream, but yep. Nothing further, guys. I might say good evening and thanks for everybody for coming. My name was Wade, VK1MIC. Thank you to Peter, VK1PE, for his fantastic presentation. I will post this evening after I end the stream. I will post the link to his high resolution video below. And thank you all again. Cheers.